So welcome everyone to this FEMYSO Digital Careers Fair. This is the second edition that we are doing with an amazing lineup of speakers, and we are really happy to have them with us. We hope this event will be inspirational for you, but also like maybe this is the time where either being a student just graduated or still working in a professional life, this can be very beneficial for all of us. So we'll start with an introduction. I'm just gonna share my screen and the program quickly, and then we will start. So as you saw, the program will be held on 3 days, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, always same time, 8 to 10 p.m. CET. Today, we will have lots of different speakers. First, Fazeel Siddiqui from Wahid Investment. Then we will have Amira Shamsi, who is an entrepreneur, created and founded Shamsi on entrepreneurship and medicine. And lastly, we will have Arjia Omar Jarkas, who created Licofresh from Denmark, also a successful entrepreneur before closing altogether. Each speaker will speak about 30 minutes, including Q&A. So after we get the speech, we can ask questions. So don't hesitate to raise your hand or type on the chat. And let's start with the welcoming by our president of FEMYSO, who is Hande Tanner. So Hande Tanner, over to you. Please tell us what is FEMYSO for people who never joined before, and why are we doing this kind of events? The floor is yours.
Of course, thank you. I hope everyone hears me well. Good. So, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to our second edition of Digital Careers Fair. It's a real pleasure to host this. We're streaming at the same time live on Instagram to be able to reach more people, and also recording. And you can also reach the recordings of last year's version online on YouTube. So what is FEMYSO? How have you guys found FEMYSO would be my question. So while I'm speaking, maybe you can write that in the chat. But basically, FEMYSO is a network of national Muslim youth and national Muslim student organizations that has been existing for 25 years and 26 years now, actually. And it's a network crossing more than 20 European countries, from Scotland to Albania, from Gibraltar to Ukraine, Finland, Norway. We have so many different countries represented within our network. And our main aim is really to actually be the leading voice for European Muslim youth, empowering them, representing them at the highest level, and also providing them with a platform like this, actually, where they can exchange with each other, where they can learn from each other, exchange ideas, and also know that they're not alone in Europe with their European and Muslim identity. We say European, but this is, of course, an umbrella term to wherever you're living, if you're a Dutch Muslim, if you're French Muslim or British. So to be able to actually, make sure that these identities don't have to clash. And the beautiful part, another beautiful part about our community that we represent is how diverse we are in terms of actually our skills, in terms of our professional backgrounds, in terms of our educational backgrounds as well. Even within our own executive committee and team of volunteers, we have so many people from so many different backgrounds coming together and exchanging ideas. And this is also one of the reasons why we came up with the idea of the Digital Careers Fair, to be able to provide a platform for people from our own community, young Muslim leaders who made their own path. And that's also the theme of this Digital Careers event, to be able to actually make your path, but also take decisions to change your path, to give it your own way. And this theme of making your path, giving it a shape, changing it, is going to be a critical element, not only for today, but also throughout the years and ahead of us, in which industries and technology are changing at such a speed where it can be difficult to see how it actually is impacting our own lives. And that's why it's really important to come together and to see how we are able to learn from each other, and really how we can support each other as a community. So I won't take too much more time. But I'll be listening in the background. If there's any direct questions to me, happy to answer questions through direct chat. And yeah, thank you also so much for everyone who came to listen, but especially to our speakers. I'm really curious to hear about all of their stories and be inspired myself. So thank you also to Ibtihal and her team who organized this. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the evening and the coming days.
Thank you very much, Hande. Thanks to all the team who are organizing this. So let's start, inshallah, with our first speaker, Fazeel Siddiqui, who is joining from the UK, representing Wahid Investments, and who will speak about how to invest in line with our beliefs. So Fazeel, the floor is yours.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I hope you guys can hear me now that I'm finally unmuted.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Atel. Thank you for putting the stage. And I'm really glad to see all of the young Muslims, especially the students. I think most of the people over here are students, right? Or they're graduating. So it's really good to see them showing such interest in getting to learning more about what their future is going to be, how they want to plan things out. So it's really great to see all the people coming here from all over the globe. MashaAllah, such a great platform by FEMYSO. Really good, really glad to see that. Alhamdulillah. So a little background about myself. I have been working with Wahid Invest for the past 3 years so far. How I joined these guys is when I was a student, right? We, as you know, that investment horizon is not something which Muslims have access to, right? Because there are certain categories where we're allowed to invest, and there are certain companies that we cannot invest in. So therefore, we have to be really, really thorough when we're searching where to invest, how to do, what to do our wealth. People actually don't have that much financial literacy among them. So that's where Wahid stepped in, where we created a platform where the Muslims, it's not only there for Muslims, but especially targeted to Muslims, they can join our platform and invest in line with their faith. The products that we offer, the companies that we have on board, they're all Sharia compliant, and they go through a rigorous level of screening by our Sharia board to make sure that the companies we're investing in, the places we're investing in are completely halal and Sharia compliant. And the best part, all of this is done just through the app. So if you guys have heard about FinTech, basically financial technology, that's the most key player where our company is taking part in. And just to give you a brief idea for what we do, if I can share my screen, hopefully. So this is just a general disclaimer. I hope you guys can see my screen. So this is a disclaimer that we as a Wahid, we do not provide any financial advices. All investments, they carry certain kinds of risk. As you know, with any sort of investment, there are risks involved, right? And it's for educational purpose only. So how does this work is what we thought of that people have their wealth and they have that put in the bank. Let's say if someone earns around 20,000 pounds or 10,000 pounds, everyone saves their money. But what they decide to do with it is what's going to be deciding what your future is. People have 5,000 pounds in their cash, has cash in their account. Down the line, 2 years, 3 years, there's something of a concept called as the time value of money. It depreciates, right? What you can buy for 100 pounds today may not be able to buy the same thing 5 years down the line. So that's where your financial planning and your investments come in play. So it's not efficient to put the money in your bank rather than make it to work, invest it, and see it grow. That's where we stepped in, right? As you can see from this slide, we have shown a bit of a demographic where you start with a certain amount, okay? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, down the line, the investments have proved to be more fruitful as compared to the cash that you have held in the bank, which is not giving you any returns on that. So one should be clear about what they want to do, what's the long-term goal, and what are they saving for. These are some points that one has to have there in their mind while investing. Okay, long-term investment has always proven to be fruitful. What we offer as a company is a passive sort of investment, not an active form. People, they have their different strategies. They go in, they're going to make a quick money out of it, like buy a certain stock at £100, sell it when it reaches 102 or 105. That's actually an active trading, which we don't do. We have a passive form of investment. We have substantial portfolios already designed. You just have to transfer the funds, keep the account, and we will take care on that behalf. You don't have to worry about which company you're going to pick, which places you're going to invest in. You just have to open an account, and the rest is completely automated. That's what this platforms offer, right? We have a minimum amount of starting with the £50, so as to have maximum number of people take benefit of the services, which they can gradually increase if they will. At any point in time, they want to add more funds, they are completely free to do so, right? You start with the £50, down the line, you're comfortable with the returns, you're comfortable with the portfolio, you add that more, make it £100, £1,000, £500, whatever amount they're comfortable with, they can invest and they can see it grow. It depends upon usually the investments, they depend upon the level of risk a certain person is willing to take, right? We've got different portfolios which cater the needs for all the people who are very much prone to risk, people who do not want to take much risk. So we've got portfolios catering for all these requirements. We start from moderately aggressive to all the way to very conservative as well. Those who are not willing to take more risk, they usually go ahead with the conservative portfolio. And those who are a bit of risk savvy and are young, so they usually go an aggressive approach and they invest with a very aggressive portfolio, right? The best thing is we have, as you can see this side over here, we have Habib and his team joined us as a brand ambassador because our vision are completely in line with his. What made Habib join us is we wanted the investment services to be available for the Muslims. Because of the lack of options available for Muslims to invest, people right now, they have options for, like, if you ask any random guy, they would say, okay, I want to make a certain amount. And then what do you want to do with it? I'm going to go buy a property somewhere here. Half the people you meet, they're going to end up investing in a property. No doubt it's good, but is it liquid? Let's say you buy a property, and when you go to the market to sell it, it's going to take around a month at least to sell that property. So it's not highly liquid, right? So that's where we come in. We put the investments that you guys are making with us, the people that make it with us, it's highly liquid. We don't have any lock-in period. So anytime they want, they can request a withdrawal and take the funds out whenever they want. So it's a highly liquid sort of an investment, which Habib also has sponsored us. They are on board with us, and he's our brand ambassador. Habib and his entire team. So how this works is you guys simply need to search on your app stores for Wahed Invest, download it, select your country, fill up the form, and you guys can open an account. How it works is you have to be 18 years old and above, to have a document, an ID, a proof of ID, and a proof of address. These are the two documents that are needed to open up an account. And once you set up your account, you will then have a referral code as well, which you can share among your friends and your colleagues. And whenever they join in, you both get a £20 bonus on top of whatever you're investing in. That's how simple it is. You just have to download, invite, and fun, and you're done. Rest, you can just monitor the performance on the application. It's like simple, like next, snack, and bingo. That's where you can get the application. It's there on the Apple App Store. We're there on the Android services. You can just search for it and it'll be available. So that's basically what the services that we're offering. Okay. And now think to how it can be beneficial for you guys. So financial tech is something that is currently booming in our economy. If you can see, most of the thing, they're just converting into digital era. Half the things have already moved to the digital platform. Most of the financial transactions that you're doing right now may not be doing the manual way in the future. So that's where tech information comes in play, right? One should have a basic knowledge about their field, be you're from insurance, be you from finance, whether you're from search engine, anything, SEO, you should have a basic knowledge of it. But at the same time, you should also have an info on the upcoming trends and upcoming technology. This is something that I strongly suggest people to look into. So when you guys plan to study, when you guys are studying something, don't think that you're going to be doing this right now. You're going to be entering the market in like 2-3 years. Think ahead. Try to automate things. Try to go for a more rigorous approach when selecting which field you guys are going to go for and how can that be beneficial for you. And plus, there's one best thing that if you are going for something that you're really interested, something that you really want to do and you're passionate about, be it entrepreneurship, be it a specific job in a company, if you're doing anything that you love, you would definitely find a way around it. That's for sure. Irregardless of how complicated it becomes, how challenging it comes, you guys can definitely cope up with it. Only if you're doing what you're passionate about. So if there's anything that you guys have any questions regarding this field or any investments or something, just feel free to ask, and I'm here to help you out and give you answers on that.
Sure, amazing. Thank you very much, Fazeel. Yeah, we can open the floor to the audience. If you guys have some questions for Fazeel, I think you should take the opportunity. We're very honored to have him here with us. So raise your hands or type in the chat. It's better if you raise your hand so you can unmute yourself then.
So I think I have a question here from Isra. Is it about investing in this app or presents different investing opportunities? No, it's not about investing in this app. Okay, this is what we do is we basically provide investment opportunities for different people. So let's say if you have some money saved up, you're saving up for your further educations, okay, or if you're saving up for to buy a car, to buy a house in like 5 years. So what our platform does is, based on your goal, based on the amount that you're that you are willing to invest, we set up a financial plan for you, where then you can go ahead, invest, and you can just withdraw whenever you reach your target money. So it's not about investing in the app. It's basically giving you the financial literacy to do something with your money, not just keeping it there in the bank.
We have a question from Ahmed Moujoud.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for this insight, Fazeel. My question was mainly about whether the Wahed was accessible also for Europeans or it's just accessible for UK citizens. And I don't know if you want me to ask both the questions or one by one.
I think it's best to go ahead one by one.
Okay, that's cool.
Right. So yes, we are accessible to different countries. We have our application up and running in US, UK, Malaysia, and the international version. So if you're from any place other than the US, UK, and Malaysia, you can join the international platform, and we can have you on board.
So in case if I'm, for example, from Italy, I can access it as an in the international platforms or not? The one for
yeah.
Okay. And it's accessible directly from the same site, or I have to check for Wahed International or something like that?
It has to depend upon the app store setting you're in. Since you're in Italy, so most probably your app store is going to be based in Italy. And once you search for Wahed, it will come up as as your application. Then you can just download it from there and select the country as Italy, and we can have you get started. But if you are unable to find in the app store, you can just reach out to our support team, and they'll be happy to provide you with a direct download link.
And in case if I open a portfolio from Italy, I will have to invest in sterling or in euro, and or it is basically it doesn't change if I will be investing in euro.
So basically, it depends upon the country that you're investing in. So people from the US, people from the UK, and in Malaysia, these can invest in the local currency.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone's from UK, he's going to be investing in pounds sterling. If anyone's from US, they're going to be investing in dollars. Malaysia in renminbi. But Apart from that, if anyone joins on the international platform, their base currency is US dollars.
Okay. Okay. And the second question was about whether you have any platform or any programs for people interested in Islamic finance and Islamic investing. So in order to be able to invest, maybe in a future also active investing, but respecting all the Sharia, having an investment that is Sharia compliant. So do you have any sort of platform or content that can be told?
Is this for an investment point of view, or are you asking for as a career point of view?
Both. I was thinking about investing, but you come up with the career one, and it could be interesting also that one.
Okay, so as far as investment is concerned, okay, we do not day trade, we do not support day trading, because these investments that we do, the portfolios that we provide, we take it as our utmost responsibility. All right, and as the data has suggested, that passive investment and long-term growth has been proven to be more fruitful as compared to active trading. That's why we don't have any plans so far to provide any active trading on the platform. It's just a passive form of investment where you just put the money in and you hold, like a buy and hold principle, not buy and sell very often.
Okay, so and in case more in general, like for personal finance advice and literacy in general, do you have any content?
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for any content on that, you can visit our website, www.wahidinvest.com. Right, and that goes to the journal section, JOURNAL, and we have all those information provided over there. You can see our portfolios, you can see how we screen the portfolios, how we do the purification. All those information is present on our website.
Okay, Barakallahu feek.
Barakallahu feek.
Thank you, Ahmed, for your questions. We have Omar, who have a question. Feel free to unmute and switch on your camera as well.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Barakallah for being with us, Fazeel. I'm Omar, and I would like to ask you one question. Basically, in the last year, there are a lot of banks who are offering ethical investment, and I would like to know how Wahid is basically diversifying its business between Muslim who are looking for halal investment and other people who doesn't know about halal investment, so they're looking for sustainable or ethical investment. Barakallahu feek.
Walaikum assalam, Umar. Quick question, actually. So yeah, we have come across different banks who are offering ethical form of investment, okay? But there's still a certain level of purity that is required to be done, which we at Wahid, we sincerely take care of that. And one thing about investing with a bank is they have a minimum amount that you need to start the investment. So for example, if you go with any asset manager, if you go with any bank, they'll tell you, for example, you have like 10,000 pounds with you. You go over with them, they say, oh, I'm sorry, the funds that you're looking to invest, the ethical Sharia compliant funds that are there in the market, they'll tell you that we need at least a minimum of 50,000 pounds or 100,000 pounds or even $1 million to start the investment. That's the minimum they have. Okay, so that actually excludes most of the people, and it does not give them a chance to invest because of the such high minimum in amount of investment. Plus, they have their separate fees involved. Where you got trading fees, you've got management fees. So it's all amalgamated into one. Whereas how we differ from that is we have set a minimum of investment to a £50 so that it becomes accessible to everyone, first and foremost. Secondly, we have added a high form of diversification. So let's say if you join a platform today and you want to invest around 5,000, 10,000 pounds with us, all right? So you would not only be investing into stocks, all right? You will have the options to invest in sukuk, in gold, in emerging market stocks, and global market stocks. These are the 4 asset classes that we invest in, and each asset class has a different fund underneath them. So just by having an access to one platform, you're being exposed to 4 different asset classes, providing you a high class diversified portfolio, which kind of leverages your risk, okay? Divides your risk among different categories between sukuk and stocks, plus giving you the same returns, and all of them being the Sharia compliant. How we say Sharia compliant? Because the funds that our funds go through 2 levels of screening. We have at first the fund level, the funds that we invest in, they have their Sharia board, and then on top of that, we have our own Sharia board as well. That makes sure that the companies that we're investing in every quarter, they make sure the companies that we're investing in, they are completely halal, right? They're not involved in gambling or in armoring stuff, and they don't have a high debt ratio. They're not dealing with riba. So once it's cleared from these 2 levels, then that particular fund becomes a part of our portfolio. Even after that, what we do is we provide an annual purification report to each user to see that, okay, if we believe that a certain amount is generated from, let's say, non-halal point of view, so we let you know the amount, which you can then give off to charity. So that's the level of measures we are taking in order to make sure that the returns generated and the investments made are Sharia compliant.
Thank you, Omar Fouad, for your question. Thanks, Fazil, for answering. Any other questions from the audience? MashaAllah, you guys footy. It can be a bit technical.
Yeah, anything. I see Isra's asking another one that customers choose the people they will consult. See, that's where the Robo Advisory comes in play, right? What we've done is it's all automated on the tech. What's the point of tech if we have to have a different financial planner provide you to how to do that? We don't provide any advisory services. It's all automated. How it's done is you fill up a simple questionnaire, and based on the answers provided, right, the algorithm, it suggests you a portfolio. Now, how the algorithm works, it has data sets fed into it, and based on the past performances and past experiences, it suggests what portfolio would be suitable for you to attain your certain goal. That's how the application framework works.
Fatima Zahra is saying hello back to you.
Salam.
Don't hesitate when you're joining to say where you guys coming from.
Yeah, I've seen that it's a pretty diversified, people coming from different backgrounds, different countries. MashaAllah, it's really great.
Yeah, mashallah, very diverse. Diversity is wealth as well, right? Richness.
Right. Agree 100%.
And we should invest in it. Okay, I see Ahmed asking, are there any career opportunities like internships for recent graduate students?
Yes, absolutely. We do, depending upon what your background is, which field are you from, be it tech, be it investment management, be it fund management, whatever it is. Yeah, we can definitely help you out with that. And it's no, you don't need to have a specific starting amount. It just has to be a minimum is a £50. So as long as you're investing £50 or above, right? So you guys can start your investment with us. And the fees for that depends upon your portfolio value. If it's above 10 grand, then it's a 0.49% a year. But if it's less than that, then it's £3 per month, flat fees, nothing additional. It includes all the purification report, all the operational costs, everything is included in that, nothing additional.
So it's not very expensive. That's very affordable. Ahmed, do you have another question? I see you hand is still raised.
Yes. We had also Omar. I don't know, Omar was before me.
You can go ahead, Ahmed.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I was just trying to ask if there is a part of the site where I can look for all the internships and all the career opportunities you can apply for, because I was checking them out, but I didn't find any information about that.
Yeah, you can do that. On our LinkedIn, if you go on our LinkedIn page, you have a search for Wahid. That's where mostly we post our internships and job applications. So you can find them over here, not on the website.
Thanks, Ahmed. Umar, do you still have a question?
Yes, so again, I'm Umar, and I would like to ask you, how are you going to, Alhamdulillah, as a Muslim, inshallah, we have a lot of concern, interest in a halal investment. But how are you going to advertise your business with non-Muslim?
With non-Muslims?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, the principle is simple, right? We have the stocks, we have the sukuk, we have the funds that they go for. All right. Coming up with us is just it's a matter of not high gains, but rather a stable form of investment. That's what we promote, right? They can go no wonder they can go ahead with any company. They can go ahead with the buying the funds, buying the stocks for themselves as well, right? But then again, it requires a strategic planning to pick a stock, and they try to time the market, right? Whereas with us is they don't have to worry about those ups and downs of the market. They just invest. So it's basically the ease of mind. You don't have to constantly buy and sell, or just like any other investment broker or any other investment application. You just buy once, put the money in, and then you let it grow. So it's basically the ease of mind that attracts the non-Muslim audience to come on board with us. And we actually have a couple of, I won't say a couple, but a lot of clients who are there with us, who have been happily invested with us, not because it's Sharia compliant and all, but because it's stable and structured.
We have another question from dear brother Robin from Denmark. He's asking, why should one pick Wahed invest instead of trying to beat the market buying stocks oneself?
Okay, so anyone can go ahead and try to beat the market, all right? But to do that, I believe you have to be constantly checking on the market, have a keen eye on and inside info as well. When the market is gonna fall or when the market is gonna bounce up, that's where you try to time the market. And it has been seen in the past as well. People who actually go for that approach, they do make money once or twice, but originally end up losing more than they actually made. So what we suggest is rather than timing the market, it's better to be timed in the market, which means buy and hold rather than buy and sell very often.
Thank you. I hope, Robin, your question were answered. Any other last question? We're pretty good on time. Muhammad Mudassir, you mentioned a site at the beginning. Could you repeat it?
If you're asking for our website, it's wahidinvest.com.
Yeah, we can pass it in the chat as well.
Exactly. Thanks, Ahmed.
We have hand raised by Isra.
Yes, let me give the mic. Here we go.
Thank you very much. So I have a last question, whether we can create more than one portfolio, maybe, if we are not sure about our financial plan, if we can create like 2 or maybe more in the website.
Yeah, absolutely. We have people, we do offer multiple portfolios because see, each portfolio is designed for a certain goal. We have people who have invested, who have like 2 or 3 different portfolios with us. One of them, they keep it for a rainy day fund, which something that they might take out in a year or so, like if they need some money, emergency money. Some have their portfolio invested as a long-term retirement account. Some have them saving for a Hajj or buying a car or buying a house. So all these goals naturally have different approach, and therefore they have multiple portfolios. So yes, we do offer multiple portfolios on our account.
Barakallahu fiki, Isra. I'm gonna give a few seconds for the last questions, if there is any. Isra, you still wanna ask something?
Yeah, just one last question, I'm sorry. Obviously most of us here are students, and personally, I think I will travel a lot in these years. And so if I decide to invest in something like this, is there a possibility to change the currency if I travel to another country?
These investments, they're actually for your savings, and they are for your long-term goal, right? Currency is going to be same. It's not like you put the money in today, right, and you get some return tomorrow and you cash that out. That's not how it works. That's something that we don't suggest, that we don't recommend. Okay, so if you want to travel, you can withdraw the amount you have to request a withdrawal, which we can then transfer it to account anywhere you are. If you're in any country, as long as the bank account that you're withdrawing to is under your name, then we can send the funds to any account. No problem.
Thank you very much. We are quite good on time, so let's keep it like this so we can also hear from the other two speakers. I would like to thank you, Fazeel, for giving us your precious time and your insights on such an important topic as obviously financial intelligence, something we need to upskill ourselves and the community. So barakallahu fik, Fazeel.
Jazakallah khair, everyone.
Feel free to stay in if you want to hear from our other amazing speakers that we have.
Definitely.
Barakallahu fik. So next we have.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.